Communications Weekly Live. I'm Lisa DeToffel, your host, and today we're going to be talking about being easy to work with. For those of you that's just joining for the first time, I'm the founder of Relationship Communications, where I coach and mentor established and aspiring professionals to create, grow, and scale their network. Relationship Communications Weekly Live is a tactical and practical show we do every week at the same time, every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. I hope you'll put that on your calendar and make plans to join us every Friday. I would love to hear from you. If you're joining me live, please say hello in the comments and let me know where you're coming in from. Or if you're watching this later, please do use hashtag replay. Let me know that you are listening to it at a later time. We are sponsored by Tiger Eye Solution. And at Tiger Eye Solution, we work with speakers and coaches and professionals to help them grow their business, take over those tedious tasks they don't enjoy doing, so that they can enjoy being the CEO and do what they love to do within their business. And we do this virtually and in our online community. So Tiger Eye Solution, if you do not know, is a virtual assistant business that has been in business for over 5 years. If you have any questions about Tiger Eye Solution or would like to learn more, you can visit our website, tigereyesolution.com, or reach out to me and send a private message, and I'll be happy to have a conversation with you about it. Before we dive into our topic today, I'm going to introduce myself a little bit. I know we do have some new people that has came into our community and that may be watching this, and so I'd like to introduce myself and let them know who I am. We've had, new members join the Facebook group. If you're not a part of our Facebook group, Relationship Communications, head on over to Facebook, type Relationship Communications in the search bar, and join our community there. It's a free group to be a part of. And of course, we are streaming in multiple places. So if you happen to be watching this on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell to our YouTube channel so that you can be notified every time that we do go live. And we go live multiple times a week with different types of trainings. I would also like to invite you to join me on Tuesday mornings for Tuesday Tips and Cut the Gibberish. We go live every Tuesday morning with those tips at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So we also go live in the group and various places. So join me on Tuesday mornings at 9 a.m. So this was me, oh my goodness, almost 6 years ago in the last classroom that I was a part of. I was a preschool teacher for over 25 years. So these were the students that I had the pleasure of teaching the last time I was in the classroom, co-teaching, that is. There was 2 of us, of course, in the classroom with those little ones. 3 and 4 year olds, you kind of need more hands-on. So this is, during that 25 years is how I learned and where I learned to start building relationships, which is something I still enjoy doing today. That is my niche area for sure, is relationship management. But in the classroom, we had to build individual relationships with each student because every student learns differently. So we had to get to know that student and learn their specific way of learning, right? Because yes, we had an agenda. Yes, there were specific things each day that we wanted to teach them, or specific stories we wanted to read them, etc. However, when it came to them actually learning, like their letters, their numbers, their colors, or how to write their name, that kind of thing, we needed to know more specifically what was going to be the best way to do that with that specific child. We also had different countries represented in this classroom. So that was also an interesting factor when learning the children and building those relationships, as we also had to learn their background. If they happened to be from another country, we also had to implement certain things from their country and from their background to, help make them feel a part of the classroom, a part of the group. And that's what networking is all about as well. You build those relationships, you join specific networking groups, and you want to make everybody feel welcome, right? And everybody's going to have different businesses and different backgrounds, etc. But you need to get to know them on a deeper level. And that's part of networking as well. And that's what we do here in Relationship Communications, okay? So then also during that 25 years, I was a single mother twice. And this is one of those times, me and my 3 children. Um, and that also, made the relationships with myself and my children kind of a different dynamic as well. So not only was I working in the classroom trying to build relationships with the students that I taught, but I also had to build a different type of relationship, or a relationship on a different level, if you will, with my own children during those 2 specific times that I was a single mother. Because being a single mother, you take on so much more responsibility. You're the head of the household. You have to do all the things. You don't have a partner there to share it with, right? So it's a different dynamic for sure when you are a single mother and trying to raise your children, take care of your children, do all the things, work, right? All the things. So that was a learning experience as well, both times, because both times it was different. I was in a different place in life. My children was in a different place. They were at different ages. So it's different for sure. And then, of course, this is what my family looks like today. My current husband, Jeff, my 3 children, Caleb, Matthew, and Alyssa. Matthew happens to be celebrating a birthday today. He is now 25 years old. So happy birthday. A shout out to my son, Matthew. Happy birthday. But this is what we look like today. Caleb, Matthew, Alyssa, daughter-in-law, Abby, and of course, our twin grandchildren, JP and Hattie. And Matthew will be becoming a father also later this year. So I have grandchild number 3 on the way in June. So the dynamics of my family have definitely changed. The relationships with my children and my family members have definitely changed. And that's part of building those relationships. So it's the same in the professional world as it is in your personal life, right? I know most of you have families, you have children, those of you that have spoken with and got to know a little bit. And, it's not, your dynamics in your family and in your business are probably not the same today as they were when you first started your business, right? Because they're not the same for any of us. And then, of course, in 2018 is when I actually decided to start my first business. Tiger Eye Solution was my first business. I took a training and earned a certification, and then, of course, moved forward. In 2020 is when I decided on my specific niche that I now specialize in, which is relationship management and follow-up. And then in 2021 is when I decided to build a team for Tiger Eye Solution. We currently have 10, including myself, team members on the Tiger Eye Solution team. We all kind of specialize in different areas. If you'd like to learn more about anything that I have shared, whether it's my family and different dynamics or my businesses, I would love to have a conversation. I highly encourage those in my community to have coffee chats, is what I like to call them. So if you have not had a coffee chat with me, I would love to get that scheduled so that we can learn a little bit more about each other and help support each other for sure. Okay. All right, we're going to dive into our topic today, be easy to work with. Part of being easy to work with is building those relationships that I was just speaking of as I, shared about myself and how I got to where I am today, right? So relationships are very important. But this topic is near and dear to me because it's really important, to be successful, right? In the professional world or in your business, for sure. Whether you're a business owner or entrepreneur, whatever the case may be for you, this is a very important topic. You have to create those long-lasting relationships with your clients, prospects, with your network, with your power partners, all the different people that you need to be a part of your community and help you be successful, right? So I contribute a lot of my success to being easy to work with. And I'm going to share a lot of detail about this with you today. But what this actually means is that I put my clients' preferences in front of my own. Okay, so working with clients, again, it's about that relationship, right? And you have to get that started from the very beginning. When you first have that first conversation with a potential client. So I don't mean, let anybody take advantage of you or let them mistreat you in any way. That's not what I mean by this at all, because that's definitely not what you want to do. This is a professional relationship, if it's with your clients and customers, for sure. However, you can build a friendship with some clients and customers too, just depending upon the person, the dynamics, it depends on a lot of different things, but that can also take place as well. So what I am talking about is preferences. So thinking about their needs first. It's easy, for me to take a couple extra steps to move things along. That is for the client, to figure out how to do instead of the client. I don't need to expect them to be able to figure out how to do things my way, right? I'm the professional. I'm the one that's going to be doing XYZ for them. So I don't expect them right off the bat to figure out how to do things my way. So here are a few examples of what I'm talking about. Okay. So if I need a client's credit card, okay, maybe their credit card number to buy something for them, or to update an account or something, maybe I'm using a specific platform for them and it's time to update their account and I need their credit card number. I could ask them to fill out a credit card form for my convenience. I could ask them to put it into LastPass, which is a platform I use. And I could tell them many different ways that I want them to do it. I could create this whole process and make them jump through all the different hoops, right? Or I could ask them, what's the easiest way for you to send me that information? Right? I can take that information when they send it to me and put it in LastPass. Or I can take that information and, put it wherever I need it or use it the way I need it. That's easiest for me. Yes, of course. But do I need them to do all those things before they actually even send me that information? No, not necessarily. They may not even use LastPass. They may not even know what LastPass is. It's a security platform for sure, but they may not be familiar with it. So why would I ask them to go create a LastPass account, because they probably don't have one, put that information in there and then send it to me? That's a lot of different hoops for them to jump through, right? That they probably don't even know how to do, right? But instead, I can ask them, what's the easiest way for you to send me that information? Now, yes, I do need that information. So what way would you prefer to send it to me? Do you see the difference there? There are also many ways they can choose to send the info, but I let them decide, right? I mean, yes, it would be a whole lot easier for me if they did have a LastPass account and sent me that information in a very secured place. But like I said, they probably don't even know what LastPass is. Some of you may not even know what LastPass is, right? That may be a term that you're not familiar with either. But make it easy on them. And then do what you need to do with it once you get that information. If you need to go put it in LastPass to keep it secure, then go put it there, right? So I let them decide, and then I can put the information in a specific place, like LastPass, to keep the information safe, okay? Second example, some things for clients' passwords. Same things for their passwords, like if I'm working in MailerLite or MailChimp or something of that nature, a specific platform, and I need their passwords. I could ask or require my clients to sign up for LastPass and send me those passwords that way as well. But that may cause a lot of trouble because some clients may not be very tech savvy, right? Like I said, they may not even know what LastPass is. So if I make the steps a hassle, by making them create an account in LastPass, before they can actually work with me or send me information that I need, then that can cause a big delay, right? Because they may not need LastPass for their business. So why would I ask them to go create that account just to send me that information? But I do, I do have LastPass because it does help me in my business and I do use it. So some clients would just send me a spreadsheet with all the passwords on it. Or they can, and then after I get the spreadsheet with that information, I can move it to LastPass if I want to, right? I may not need all the passwords they have on the spreadsheet. So there are many different ways that I can go about it. I can just get the specific ones off the spreadsheet that I need and put them in LastPass. There are different ways and different things that can come into play when you're interacting with clients, right? So again, to be easy to work with, you definitely want to make it easy on the client, right? So when a client sends me like the text, say for an email newsletter, I'm working in MailChimp for them and I'm going to create their newsletter and they send me that, their content that they want me to put in the newsletter. They could send it, in Word for sure, if that's where they have it created, or in the Google Docs, that's another great option. Some even send it in the body of an email. They just email me the information or the content for me to use. And sometimes when they do that, the formatting is off. Then I put it into, Constant Contact, MailChimp, whatever the platform is they use. And I could request that they have it in Word. I could request that they make sure they have it formatted, like XYZ. Or I could do it for them. Right? They can send me that unformatted information in that email, and then I can take it and format it myself when I put it into the newsletter platform. Make it comfortable, make it easy for the client, right? I can put that text in an editing platform, right? And get it formatted the correct way, and then drop it into Constant Contact or MailChimp or whatever that we're using. And that might take me all of 30 to 40 seconds to do that, right? Versus, again, making them jump through so many different hoops to get it to me in a specific way or in a specific form, right? So try to make it as easy as possible for the client, because I'm accommodating and flexible. My clients feel that working with me is easy, right? And part of my job as a virtual assistant, that's my business, is to move, take away the friction, take away the overwhelm of my clients, not to add to it, right? A lot of clients, when they come to us, they are overwhelmed and really don't even know what to do, don't know what to hand over to us to begin with. So if we make it all easy, then that's going to take that off their plate. Not just are we taking the task off their plate, we're taking away their overwhelm, right? And their friction. So the truth is that the accommodations only make me better, because I've learned multiple ways of doing things, right? And it is a fact that over time, I have ran into various different issues with clients, for myself or for them, but I have figured it out, right? Since I've already been through XYZ with another client, then I know exactly how to do it or how to offer it to the client to make it easy for them, right? So, like I said, again, I know what to do when X issue comes up to help make it easier for that client. And also there's been very valuable lessons learned, right? And by the lessons that I have learned in the past through working with different clients, may also help a new client learn a lesson, which is also going to be beneficial for them, right? So here's the key. It's a matter of attitude. Okay. So the whole concept of being easy to work with is all about attitude. So I want you to think your level of communication. Be sure to be specific. If you create a contract for your client to maybe send to their client, say, I made all the changes you requested. Have a question about number 4 that's on page 3, blah, blah, blah. Please let me know if anything needs to be different. Your clients will take notice and realize how easy you are to work with. So be sure not to use a lot of jargon. Just like I was saying earlier, LastPass, some of y'all might not even know what LastPass is. So when you are talking to clients, whatever industry you're in, don't use a lot of jargon because you may confuse them for sure, right? Your clients will take notice and realize how easy you are to work with, but be sure not to, like I said, use the jargon. Clients don't know what that is. So sometimes when it's appropriate, you could use maybe a video to explain to your client, in depth and better about how to go about doing XYZ if there's specific information they need to send you. Loom is a very good place, a good tool to use to do this, and it's a free platform. Loom is L as in Lisa, OOM, Loom. So if you haven't ever heard of it or used it before, it's a very easy platform to use. And like I said, you could use that and make a small short video for your client, explaining to them how you want them to do something or how they need to, or maybe how you did something for them. Maybe in the future they want to do it themselves, but they need to know specifically exactly how you did it. So you could create that Loom video and tell them exactly how you did it. Boundaries are also important. Be accessible sometimes can be confusing. When everything, that I've shared, I'm not saying that you have to be available for clients 24/7 because that's not the case. I don't work 24/7 and, no client should expect you to be available 24/7. So just like this past weekend, my daughter had a dance competition. And so I was busy. I was out of town with my family. But I did have a client contact me via email that I did see over the weekend. I do check my emails over the weekend. However, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to respond over the weekend because I'm not working over the weekend, especially a weekend like last weekend when I was out of town with my family, with my daughter at a dance competition. So I kindly responded Monday morning to that client and let them know. And one thing that may have triggered them to think that I may have been working over the weekend is the team member they're working with, one of my team members as well, and myself. And that specific team member was working over the weekend. And that's perfectly fine. My team members can choose to do that if they want to. And that was fine that team member was working over the weekend, but that did not mean I was. But I think the client assumed that her and I both were working over the weekend. So she was sending emails, asking questions and whatnot, about the work. So I kindly sent one Monday morning and explained, thank you for your emails over the weekend. I did get them and I did read them. However, I was not working over the weekend, right? And then we move forward. So what I'm talking about is responding to an email in a timely manner. So that's what I did, right? That client sent emails to me over the weekend asking questions and whatnot about specific work. However, yes, I got the emails over the weekend and read them, but I didn't respond because I wasn't working. I wasn't even at home, right? I was out of town with my family. So do respond in a timely manner to emails if they send you anything of that, if they send you emails, and put thoughtful communication, right? So respond in a timely manner with thoughtful communication. Don't send 20 emails in a row like some people do when they're in a panic, right? You don't have to panic about that, especially if you've already made your boundaries clear to the clients up front, which you should. When you first start working with a client, you should make that clear to your clients up front before y'all even start working together, what your boundaries are, And I'm not saying that I don't ever work on weekends. Most weekends I do not. Sometimes I might choose one Saturday out of a month to actually work, but I'm not going to let the clients know that because I'm just doing their work, getting their work done. I'm not there to communicate back and forth with them. I'm just there to get some work done, right? So it's really about being thoughtful, thinking about things before the clients, from the client's point of view, right? And boundaries are there for you and the client. And there are many ways to keep your boundaries without seeming unhelpful. So your clients will respond to you the way you train them to. So train them wisely, right? So if I started letting my clients know, yes, this specific Saturday I'm working, and start emailing them about this, that, the other on that specific Saturday that I might be working, then they're going to start thinking, oh, she works on Saturdays. But that's not the case because I do not work every single Saturday. So I'm definitely going to keep my boundaries clear of when I'm working and when I'm not. So make sure you do that as well. If you have any questions about anything I shared today, please do reach out. I want to extend an invitation to a couple things for all of you viewing. The Networking Method Academy is currently open. The doors are open from now to the end of March 29th. So if you are thinking or starting to implement your networking efforts for this year, this may be a great way, or some great tips and things that you can learn to make the most of those networking efforts, whether it's in person or whether it's online. I'm doing a little bit of both. I attended an in-person networking event yesterday. So I do encourage you to do some in both, both ways if that's available to you. In some places it may not be available. You may just need to do it online, and that's perfectly fine too. But the Academy is a great place to learn ins and outs of things, that you need to have prepared, beforehand, before attending those events. We talk about power partners in there. We talk about your elevator speech in there. There's so many different things in that Academy. It's 10 modules. Each module has 6 to 8 lessons. All the lessons, of course, have content and videos. Some lessons have downloadables. So it's a lot of good information to help you make the most of your networking efforts. If you'd like to learn more about that, you can reach out as well, or I'll also be posting about the Academy in the Facebook group for sure. And also the VIP Club. We are having so much fun in the VIP Club. It is a branch off of the Relationship Communications free Facebook group. What you get with that, let me tell you all the things you get by becoming a part of the VIP Club. It is a paid club. I'll be honest. It is $27 a month to be a member of the VIP Club, but you get so much. We have a private Facebook group that I'd invite you to where we communicate in there. We also have 2 meetings a month. The first meeting is a Q&A session where you can bring questions, any questions you have about business or the professional world. You can bring those questions to that session. And it's not just me answering your questions, it's everybody that's in attendance. I may have the specific version to the answer to the question, but somebody else may have another version, to answer your question. So it's really, really great. It's a great place to get to know more people in the community as well, and be supportive to those people also. And our second meeting every month is more like a party. We come and we celebrate all our wins, no matter how big or how small. It's really, really a lot of fun. So I highly encourage you, if you haven't already, to join the VIP club. I'll also post that in the Facebook group. But if you do have questions about anything that I have shared today, please do reach out. I'll be happy to talk to you about it and share more information and tell you how to get started. So, and everybody have a great weekend, and I will see you again soon.